The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
When was the last time you had really good Texas-style barbecue? Eric's Family Barbecue, the way it's supposed to taste. Always delicious, never rushed, and prepared to perfection. Eric's Family Barbecue uses only 100% fresh meat, slowly smoked over mesquite wood until it's juicy and delicious. We all know their brisket is the best, but have you tried their pulled pork, pork ribs, or rib tips? Amazing, and their sides are all house-made. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip. You won't be sorry. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more information.
A little bit of everything. I do some singing, some dancing, some chatting with the guests, the skits, the monologues, the comedy.
Holmberg's Morning Sickness.
Wonderful comedy.
It really is a lot of fun.
I have this story that just came as like a twofold. Madonna's old house is being sold by a German Shepherd, which is pretty hilarious. Like, there's a German Shepherd that has the deed to the old house and is selling it. It inherited this $500,000 fortune. German Shepherd named Carlotta Liebenstein created a trust. Gunther III is the beneficiary. When Carlotta died in 92, Gunther struck gold. Gunther II passed it on to another dog, and now it's this house that is worth a bunch of money, and it's for sale. Millions of dollars for the $500,000 thing, and it's pretty great. The reason I bring this up is because German Shepherds are now close to me with what's gone on in the last week here in the building. We had a couple yesterday from the Arizona Animal Welfare League that dropped off puppies here and got us to play with this puppy party because we raised a bunch of money for them through Candace Dares, who does this kind of charity work for dogs every. Candace is a hero in this building. To a dog now named Gretchen. Now, Gretchen was my pick of the litter the week prior to COVID. So 2 weeks ago today, I went down to Lost Our Home Pet Rescue and did a video with Gretchen, a 7-year-old German Shepherd who was incredible. And I fell in love with Gretchen the second I saw her. It's one of those moments with a dog, you're like, uh-oh, we just picked each other.
Yeah.
And it was that thing. I can't take Gretchen in right now. My heart and home are not prepared for another dog at this point. Plus, I've got that triggery three-legged pit bull that may or may not like Gretchen.
With extreme gas.
Well, yeah, but I can't smell it, so it doesn't matter. I can go face to nose on that one. But Candace adopted Gretchen and took her home, and her dog Finn and Gretchen are both kind of similar sizes and everything else, and they're getting along great, which is amazing. Candace was doing her due diligence to Gretchen new tags and shots and things like that, make sure everything's up and get the tags all in. And through the old tags, saw the old owner's name, clicked on it, and the first thing that comes up is this person's obituary. And a lot of times we say that, like we knew Gretchen's owner had passed and left her kind of orphaned. And that's something. And so knowing that, the family gave to Lost Our Home Pet Rescue, which was something this guy used to love doing. And he, through his obituary, through his entire life, and the guy was 83 years old. I'm not going to say his name because I don't know if the family wants that. 83 years old, always had a German Shepherd by his side. Always. That was what he was known for. Gretchen is like his 20th German Shepherd. He's always had a faithful, loyal German Shepherd by his side. His love of German Shepherds was insane.
That was his breed.
It's incredible. And now I'm thinking to myself, what a rotten trade-off that was for Gretchen. She got Candace instead of that $1 million home over there that Madonna was handling. But still, I will say this. If any of them is listening, and you know Gretchen the German Shepherd, and maybe your grandfather, father, or great-grandfather, whatever he was, passed on, Gretchen is in incredible hands now and has a happy, amazing home, which just makes this whole Lost Our Home Pet Rescue video thing I do every Thursday worth it. These moments where you get the feedback, and this one just happens to be in the building, and Gretchen may be coming in today or tomorrow. And this dog I fell in love with got adopted by one of the girls here at the station, and it is amazing. So those things are incredible. And those moments where you stop thinking about, like, 83-year-old guy with a dog, and he passes away, and the dog's got nowhere to go. And if you've got a dog or a heart in your body at all, or any sort of empathy towards anything you've ever cared for, that's a tough situation. So seeing this and seeing the videos Candace has sent me and all the stuff that goes on with Gretchen at the house, heartwarming beyond belief. Then I read the story about the Madonna dog that inherited a house, and it's like, oh, if only Gretchen's departed dad.
That's like the only the second one I've really heard on the famous, because I think Leona Helmsley.
Well, Leona Helmsley left. Tons of people leave a trust for their aunt. I have a thing for mine that you have to have a plan for that, and you leave money and everything else. Oh, that's a big thing. Like I would leave them an estate if I could do it, and then have whoever takes them when they pass, that estate passes on to those people for taking on my dog. That would be pretty awesome. Like if I lived by myself and had these dogs, they would inherit my stuff. I'd put it in their name. And then also say that, let's say, I wouldn't do this because it would be awful to the dogs. So boring. But I would, will them to Toledo, we'll say. And then Toledo would then be the beneficiary of all the money that comes with that after the dogs are gone, just to make sure he takes care of them. That'd be pretty incredible. But, yeah, Candace has done a great thing. But if you have German Shepherd love, I mean, that just changed everything. That now you live with Candace, and it's lovely and wonderful. But who knew that Madonna had such a soft spot for handing out houses to dogs, or whoever the owner was that bought Madonna. But if you're one of those types of people, those stories are all over Lost Our Home Pet Rescue. Can't get enough of how awesome that is. And I wanted to pass that on because I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that somebody who listens knows the dog and the family.
Right.
Because I know it would mean the world to me that my dogs are taken care of if I died.
As well as
what Candace is about to do.
Exactly.
Which is just amazing. So, great, heartwarming, warm, fuzzy.
And Candace also someone who's constantly had a German Shepherd.
Yeah, right. She's a German Shepherd type person, too. It's a great story. It just turned out to be a great story. So, Lost Our Home Pet Rescue. We got a lot of success stories. I got a lot of emails from people who got dogs from there. This one hit me good because it's right here. And I get to see Gretchen again in a little bit. Emily's gotten a dog from there. I think Dom. We've got a bunch of people here who have picked up some of those Lost Our Home dogs. And a lot of you guys will tell me. And we meet usually at the beer parties, and I see your dogs, and you bring them back. Remember Kiki? This was the one you did back in April. I'm like, all these little dogs come back into my life because of this little project we're doing with Lost Our Home. And I'll tell you what, it's great. And so to that family, if they're out there, your dad's dog is being incredibly well cared for, and that's a great thing. So the legacy lives on. Because if my obituary read, it would be like the dude loved dogs. And, in the obituary, it said, instead of flowers, donate to Lost Our Home Pet Rescue. Don't send flowers. He didn't care about flowers. He liked German Shepherds. He liked dogs.
Flowers. Don't send cards.
Dogs.
He probably did love baiting. He was a man who lived to 83. We're men. We love baiting. Not necessary to include that in an obituary.
It's working in the nude.
Yeah. Brady, on second thought, should not have done the eulogy.
Yeah.
On second thought.
Looking
of course,
back.
It goes without saying that a man loved baiting. And thank you, Brady, for taking this heartwarming story I was telling and throwing in disgusting masturbation. Because that's what we expect from you. Right on, Griddle Boy. Welcome back, Brett. You couldn't have walked in too soon. Old Coco Moco over here can't get enough of telling jerk-off stories about a dead old man and his dog while I'm trying to make the world cry.
What the hell's wrong with you over there?
Yeah, he's got a
thinking
problem.
of things he loved.
Guy loved jerking
German
his tool.
Shepherds and jerking off.
Two things that old guy liked: tugging his pud and petting his pups. All right. What kind of spread we got at this
Now
funeral?
that's an obituary.
That is an obituary I would double take on.
His charity is #PudPup.
One thing I always loved about Grandpa was how much he just loved tugging his pud. I mean, that guy went thumb in his ass, pud tugging
So many times.
2-3 times a day. His prostate was the size of a bowling ball.
I didn't mean it for him.
The dog loved
It
tugging
was
its
your
pud?
obituary.
Oh, all right. Well, it came off the wrong way. I did love tugging my pud, but
Yeah.
we were talking about another man's obituary. All I said my obituary would say is that I love
Loved
dogs.
baiting and pups.
No, Brady. Nobody includes that in obituaries.
Sissy.
I got nothing.
I'm a sissy now.
That's not metal.
So I'll go back to it. So again, the heartwarming message I was sending to the family. I'm so glad your grandfather loved jerking his big crank around in front of Gretchen.
Jesus.
And now she'll never see that again because she lives with a woman. So now she just gets to see Candace in the throes of starfishing.
Another happy ending.
That's right. That's what it's called. Thank you, Brady. I'll be at Lost Our Home Pet Rescue hoping for another dog whose pud-tugging owner has passed away. And I'll try
That's
to find
great
them.
work,
I'll try
John.
to find them a new home that smells of salmon and happiness. Oh, something's wrong with you. I want Brady to write all the obits.
Brett loved tugging his pud.
You know, you could not include that in every male who does. We know that that's a fact.
Well, I didn't know the guy.
Standard form.
It's an assumption. It's kind of my template.
What are you drinking there?
Coco Moco. It's a chocolate coffee.
Oh, it's a milkshake.
It's coffee. I already got a mother.
Sure, it's cold.
Dickhead.
Anyway, well, that was touching, Brady. Thank you for chiming in on that. I really enjoyed being
Thank you
partners
for
with
all
you.
your work.
You're a good guest. Thanks for being here. Don't you have to go? FanDuel picks are coming up next. I'm sorry that was probably the most heartfelt we'll get. It's 98 KUPD.
Hey!
Here we go.
98.
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.